Hello everyone! Today I am going to talk to you about my new bashplate and the crash guard on my Tenere 700 for the season 2025. And why did I change what I used in the last 3 years, which I had no problems with it at all? Well, let's see! First, let's see what crash bar and bashplate I used on the T7 in the last 3 years. My first choice was the SW-Motech crash guard. I bought only the bottom part since it seemed to do the job to protect the radiator and the plastics well enough. And so it did. I dropped the T7 at slow speed many times, no harm was done to the bike at all. Although the crash guard was not so lucky.
This is definitely bent every way it's possible.
Its holding pegs were deformed a bit by every drop. I'm sure if I bought the upper part of the protector, this issue wouldn't be this serious. Despite the good performance of the crash guard, I had concerns about the reliability on a long term. I wanted to buy the SW-Motech bashplate to match the crash bar, but in 2021 there was no option for Euro 5 compatible version. So I went with the Rally bashplate. This bashplate protected the bike like a huge cauldron and sounded just like that when a stone hit it occasionally. I added an aluminum grille for extra protection against mud and small pebbles and painted it black for an obvious reason. So they worked just fine, but I wanted a better setup for my needs. I wanted a minimal construction which protects well enough while doesn't modify the look of the bike as much as a full-frame crash bar would. I did my research and I found this clever solution from a Romanian manufacturer. It's small, it's sturdy, and it doesn't modify the look of the bike too much, and it's affordable. The mounting points are on the strongest joints of the frame. If anything bad happens, it will not harm the engine directly. Unfortunately, it is not compatible with the OEM Rally bashplate. There were 2 affordable good quality bashplates which are compatible with the HeavyDuties crash bars. Both of them are made in Poland, the Heed and the Garda brand. I read many good reviews about the Heed, so I picked the Garda. I like the design much better. The Garda provides a better protection for the exhaust and also has a sturdy linkage protector, which is very important if you want to ride on a rocky terrain. Replacing the parts was an easy task. I made myself in an open parking lot last autumn. There were several issues though, because the previous crash bar was mounted by the Yamaha dealer. The OEM engine mount bolts were missing, and since the SW-Motech bolts were too long for the new bars, I had to get the new parts. Also, the holes were not in place. I'm not sure what happened, but fortunately I found a solution to pull back the engine in its right place, so I could mount the new crash bars without any tension between the frame and the engine. The rear bottom bolts near the footrest share the same mounting point with the Garda bashplate. I had a fear that the 2 different brands' parts will not fit together, but they did nice and fine. I think the result is awesome. The bike looks more aggressive and the new parts blend nicely with the Tenere original design. And how do they work? Well, I can say pretty nicely. After several months of use and abuse and off-road, all seems fine. I dropped the bike on rocks, rode in deep sand, mud, gravel and so on. No harm was done to the bike. Even if the crash bar doesn't cover the plastics, it gives a really nice protection because its sturdy build keeps them away from the ground if the bike falls flat. Unfortunately, if the bike falls on a rock peak, it will not protect them, but hey, even the full frame protection can't keep everything shiny and polished if it's ridden properly in the dirt and dust. The bashplate works fine as well, and it's easy to clean after a muddy ride. It protected the engine nicely, although I miss a bit the cauldron sound if a rock hits the bottom of the plate. I really love the extra parts at the mounting points. I think they were dampening the impact if something hits it really hard. The only issue I found is the mud protection. In October, I participated in a rally in Italy and it was muddy ride like hell. The wheel threw all kind of mud into the engine and the protector picked up all of them as it should. However, there is a gap at the top of the bashplate where everything went up to the head pipes and the cooling fan. After the rally, I cleaned everything thorough and I fixed the issue with the same aluminum grill I used on the previous bashplate. In the winter season, I tested it in various mud situations and as you can see, the problem seems to be solved. Well, all in all, I'm really satisfied with the new setup so far. If there will be any issue with the parts, I will make a video about later. If not, well, you will see these parts on my T7 in the future for a long time. And just to be clear, I bought these parts, there is no sponsorship or any funny business around. Well, this was it for today. I hope you liked this video and if you did, hopefully see you next time. Ciao!